But this week, I wanted to highlight a couple people that I had an opportunity to talk to while going through a number of, brain crazies of the crazy week and so forth. I picked up the phone for a lot of people, had a couple coaching calls and so forth. I wanted to highlight Brother Kamal, who's all the way in Japan. He's in the armed forces. He's in the U.S. Navy. And I got an opportunity to catch up with Brother Kamal this week via LinkedIn chat just to get an update from him on how things are going. Well, Brother Kamal and I had our first coaching session in last November. And he's enlisted in the U.S. Navy, and he's stationed in Japan. And he's getting his MIS degree as a bachelor, right? That's one of the things that he wanted to get, his bachelor's in MIS. And he is at a 3.9 GPA. He has 30, he completed 30 credit hours already, 10 college courses. He's going to be graduating with that 3.9 GPA. And he's also doing a combination of certifications and so forth that's going to cause him to be a lot more valuable when he decides to leave the armed forces and enter the job market. He also wants to get a master's in management information systems as well. And he's going to leverage, the military to help pay for all of that. So shout out to Brother Kamal, who's absolutely crushing it, absolutely crushing it. I can't even speak right now. He will be done with his master's in 2023, and he will have graduated with his bachelor's this upcoming summer. So I congratulate Brother Kamal for all the work that he's continued to put in, all the guidance that he continues to get from the ladder climbers and so forth. And I wanted to make sure I highlighted that for Brother Kamal. Shout out to Brother Eddie as well, too. Brother Eddie called me while I was boarding my flight on Thursday, and I was in a United Lounge in the Houston airport because I flew from San Antonio this time. And Brother Eddie, who's been on this show before, we call him Miguel, is opening himself up to the job market again as well too. And he has a illustrious background, and he has a prestigious background and so forth, and worked for some really top companies. But he called me, he was like, "Hey, Antoine, guess what, man? Guess what?" I'm like, "What do you want, Eddie?" He's like, "Man, I just got an offer just now for $92,000 plus a 15% bonus plus a $15,000 signing bonus." I'm like, "Wow, that's fantastic." So not only this is a 27% increase from what he's currently making, this also puts additional money into his pocket that will help him towards his entrepreneurship journey. Because if many of you remember the story of Eddie, he's actually an entrepreneur as well too, and he has a app and so forth, and he's running a company at the same time. And with him getting this new role and this new offer, he's going to be able to invest more. He's going to be able to sink more into his entrepreneurship journey and so forth, and to continue to climb that ladder and continue to really grow his overall wealth and so forth. So shout out to Brother Eddie for the opportunity that he just shared with me on a new financial analyst role. I had somebody else on my list as well too that I wanted to shout out. And let me just go to my notes because I continue or I often forget. Shout out to Brother Noah. Brother Noah as well. He's crushing it in his information technology management courses at Western Governors University. Noah was probably one of the first patrons that we've had join the actual group, and he wanted to start his information technology career at Western Governors University, and he's absolutely crushing it as well too. I think he has another 2 semesters to go before he actually graduates, but he's doing some wonderful things. He's an active person within the DC, Baltimore area, doing a lot of videography and so forth. And he has a really dope LinkedIn. So check out Brother Noah Page. And that is his handle on LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, but also on Instagram as well. And shout out to Brother Damien. Brother Damien sent me a message the other day as well too. He just enrolled into the Bigger Pockets course. Damien wanted to get into real estate. That's one of the things he wanted to do, get into real estate. He's also applying for another management position at Dell. And not only that, he's going into getting a certification in a different form of project management for data analytics and so forth. So shout out to Brother Damien as well too, who's continued to crush it and level up within his career. And Damien applied for a management position most recently, and he didn't get that position. And he wasn't one of those type of people that said anything about, hey, you know what, like, I'm gonna hold my head down. Yeah, it sucks to not get a management position that you apply for, that you know you're ready for, and so forth. And you got beat out. But he said, you know what, I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna continue to level up, and they're going to promote me. So now Damien's going to make sure that they promote him. And one of the things that he's doing is he's continuing to campaign for himself as well too, building the network and so forth, and those relationships within the company that's going to allow for him to get that promotion the next time go round. So, I said this to Brother Damien when him and I got a chance to sit down and have cigars a couple weeks ago. I just said, hey, when I applied for my first management job too, or either some other jobs that I've had, I didn't get them, and they were internal, right? I mean, there's times where the company doesn't think you're ready for it, and you just have to continue to push forward and make them promote you. That's what we do. We don't leave it to any excuses about who's getting promoted, who's not getting promoted. We are making sure that we are prepared to, to whenever that opportunity comes up, we get it done. And last but not least, shout out to Brother Jonathan, Jonathan Stevens. You guys remember in that video I talked about Jonathan, and Brother Jonathan went through Boyd Clueless certification for cybersecurity. And he just got a six-figure job, guys, as an information security officer this week. A six-figure job as an information security officer. He was in the Navy as well, the Air Forces, right? And he retired. And he said, Antoine, I want to do something else within my career. Brandy's crushing it in the HR world and tech and so forth. It's like, Antoine, I want to do something else within my career. He decided to talk with me. I gave him some guidance. He signed up for a security certification or boot camp, and he finished that boot camp top of his class. And now he has a job as an information security auditor, and he's making over six figures here in Dallas, Texas. So shout out to Brother Jonathan for crushing it, for crushing it, for crushing it. Guys, I say this, we're proud of all of you for the work that you're putting in, the work that you continue to do to level up, to support yourselves and your families and so forth. And if you guys want to be part of the community, join the Patreon. Join the Patreon, book a coaching session and so forth. And guys, I've been getting a lot of emails as of late, asking for help, right? And you guys know our community is growing, and with our community growing, I have little time. So things have to be scheduled the right way. And for emails that, come to me from people who aren't patrons or people who aren't members of the channel and so forth, I will get to them, but it may be some time. But one of the ways that you can get my attention is to become a patron, become part of the community, and where you get direct access to me, and we can work on a plan for yourself as well. So I wanted to get that out of the way, and shout out to all the family members that's here watching me this morning as well too, because here's the thing, right? I was talking to a lot of people yesterday during the service about Black Heights and how we're continuing to grow, and a lot of folks said, Antoine, we're going to be tuning in for you tomorrow as well too. So I'm helping out family members as well. Let's go to the chats, guys. Let's go to the chats. We got Simon in the house. Brother Venator's in the house. We got Teresa. Miss Wade is in the house. We got Kamal, who's in the house. We got Brandy, who's in the house. Shout out to Brandy. Shout out to Kamal. Shout out to Brother Jonathan, because he's probably watching this as well, too. I just was talking about him. Shout out to Brother Noah Page, who's doing his thing. Shout out to Brother Akure. Akure is doing some fantastic work as well, too. He's looking to get into sales. I just sent his resume over to one of my HR recruiters, so they should be reaching out to him pretty soon as well too. Shout out to Brother Akire, and we're going to get him into a tech sales job. But shout out to Brother JB. He's crushing it as well too. He had a couple interviews as of late. And big time companies as well too. And JB is doing some fantastic things in the data analytics field, and he's looking to bump up his salary as well too. He's already making a good salary, but he want to make more, and he's going through that process right now. And let me tell you this, guys, it doesn't happen overnight. But if you put in the work, it will happen. You put in the work, it will happen.